So this time from the Marvel Legends 2012 Wave 2, we're taking a look at the Bucky Captain America. Now, I've gone and done a pretty big backstory of Bucky and his whole history when I did the Winter Soldier review, so I won't really do too much in the line of his history. So, for now, we're just going to focus on the figure. But before we get to him, we'll take a look at the back of the package here. Again, not too much to look at, to read here about Captain America. And really, this could be about the Steve Rogers Captain America. And, you know, there's nothing to say that this is Bucky. Again, that's kind of sad that, you know, if you picked this up, you'd think this was Steve Rogers, but it's not. You know, if you were a comics fan and knew that Bucky had replaced Captain America as Captain America, or I should say Steve Rogers as Captain America, for a little bit. Of course, you get the other figures in the wave and the Build-A-Figure. I do like this sculpt here of the face and the head and details on the chest area. You know, they really stand out, and I think that's due to the paint. More on that later. But there's also nice details on the belt, even though it's not really just painted black, or not painted at all, it's just black. You got a canteen back there, several pouches. Do you like the details on the boots here? They give it just a little bit of change in texture to his pants there, helping with what is essentially an all black suit. Paint here is pretty clean. You do get a little mess on the red and white stripes here. Not too much. And like I said, I do like this blue. It's a very metallic looking blue. I really like it. And the stars are pretty clean on the sides, the front, and the back, even though there's a hole in them there on the back one there. He comes with quite a bit of accessories. He's of course got the Captain America shield. It's nice, but you flip it around here, and you can tell it's definitely based on the smaller Marvel Universe shields. You can tell it's probably the, you know, it's got this clip here instead of this clip and peg thing, instead of the other shields, which would have cloth elastic loops here, which would hold the shield a little bit tighter to the arm. And you know, that's a little nit I have to pick with the figure, that with the clip it does kind of stick off his arm a little bit too much. And you can flip the peg and peg it into his back there, but even that sticks off a little bit too much too. He also comes with some holstered weapons here, very nicely fit into their holsters. He's got a gun, which is pretty okay detailed. It is lacking in the front there, you know, a nice little divot there or something to show that there was actually bullets might come out of that thing would be nice. but it's alright. And he does have a knife as well, little combat knife that, again, sheathed very well. For articulation, it's pretty good. I do have some issues with it. The head does go up and down very nicely. That's something that we'll find with a lot of these figures, especially this wave. They've really gotten the heads to move very differently. And he's also got that newer joint which allows you to rock back and forth a little bit, so he can do his little head bob. And his arms do go all the way around, out to the side, rotate at the bicep. He's got double elbow joints. His wrists rotate and bend forward and in and out. Ab crunch is very nice. Moves forward and back pretty well. He does have waist articulation. Pretty good. Joints at the hip here, forward and back. Very, very nicely. You don't have to really play around with anything. They also go out to the side, but they are kind of limited by the holstered weapons on each side. So it does limit some of their posability. He rotates at the upper thighs here, but it does break up the sculpt a bit. Kind of unfortunate. Here's where I take issue, and maybe it's just my figure, but these knee joints, he's got double knee joints on both sides, but the bottom ones seem very weak and not as well put together as other figures. And I'm wondering if that's not the plastic that's involved. You can see here just how loose they are on mine. And I do have trouble posing this guy in an upright position because of that. He does rotate at the boot there, and he's got the newer ankle joint that goes both forward and back and rotates and pivots at the same time. So that is pretty nice. You can get him into some really nice dynamic poses with those things. Unfortunately, the loose legs there really do offset that. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to go too much into the backstory of Bucky, just that he was, of course, the teenage sidekick to the original Captain America, Steve Rogers, back in World War II, and through alternate means was able to survive into the modern times as the Winter Soldier, and was kept with a certain amount of amnesia until a encounter with Captain America reawoke his old memories. Pretty much remembered everything, including what he had done during his time with amnesia, where he was manipulated by the Soviets and criminals who had taken over the KGB, I guess, department that had kept him functioning as the Winter Soldier and had actually given him a bionic arm on his, I think it's his left arm, right? Yeah, it's his left arm. And when Captain America, Steve Rogers, was thought to have been killed, he was given Cap's old shield and the opportunity to become the new Captain America, which he did. And even though Cap was found to have survived, he continued on being Captain America until his death in Fear itself, which he really didn't die, but he just got beat up real bad. And so now he's back in action as the Winter Soldier, this time on the side of good. And there's only like 4 or 5 people that know he's survived and operating as the Winter Soldier. So I guess that'll be it for Bucky, Cap, and stay tuned for my next video, which will be on Drax. And until then, I'll see you.